started on the mound. Hub. He really had the fastball riding. It was hard to get on top of it. It was good to see him throw as many strikes as he did. He didn't have the breaking ball early on. We kept going to it. Jimmy did a good job there to get that back into his arsenal. And big inning is what this program's always been about. We get them on base, and we had a couple there in the middle part of the game to kind of break it open. So all in all, it was a good day. I thought a couple of guys, which I just discussed with the team, that every at bat matters the same. And sometimes when games get out of hand, you got to be mature enough to stay, because they all count the same. You want to be an All-American? Well, you can't give away at bats, and it's important. So, got to be ready to go tomorrow. It's a good club we're playing. Just things got away from them.
How much of Bryce's success comes from the hard work he does with metrics and on the analytical side of the game?
Yeah. He throws a ball that it's I don't know if y'all want to get into all this stuff, but it's interesting. It's fascinating stuff, because you had the tale of two different guys. Their guys throwing a ball that generally, when they have run to it, it's also going to have sink. His didn't have that. That's why we were really struggling with that, because you rarely run into, the straight horizontal. There's nothing. It's almost like it rides and, rises and fades on you. Bryce is just a straight, high spin rate, rise ball, if you will. And, their left hand was doing a number on us, because, again, generally you're counting on and we were swinging over the top of it. And it's hard to swing over the top of fastballs. And it's hard to get on top of Bryce's ball, because it's got such spin on it, and extension and vertical rise that, that's why he throws so many fastballs.
Coach, this might be too detailed off the top of your head, but do you know the vertical break numbers and the vertical approach angle that he is working with?
That Hub is?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, golly, I get him and Messick confused. Because Messick doesn't have the extension that Hub does. And so that's the other thing when you look at it. Jameis Winston was the first one that I remember back in the day that had unbelievable extension. And they didn't have any of this. We just were like, it just feels like it jumps on you. And, Paul Wilson threw a low spin rate, just a bowling ball. Davis Hare throws that kind of ball. I can't remember which one's which, but they're both extremely difficult. And when you mix in other stuff, and then you get the fastball, and you're trying to chase the top of the ball, but it's really hard. That's why you look at his fly ball outs to ground ball outs. It's crazy. The ball's never put on the ground with Hub.
Let's talk about Toral. I think we see why you brought him in here today with that nice home run.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of broke the game over.
Jim, that's the way you used to hit him, right?
Yeah. One time.
No, he did. He put together a good AB, got his pitch. They were working him pretty good, and that obviously gave us some breathing room. He's going to hit a pile of home runs. And, the thing that really excited me a while back was that he got one opposite field, because he's got to be careful. Like that AB that he struck out on, he swung at a horrible fastball up because he was thinking, I'm going to pull this thing, and he can't do it. That screen can make you or break you. That's why I feel like we've developed right-handed hitters here better than we have left-handed hitters. The right-handed hitters will take the short route. Some of them lefties want to get out there, so we'll keep working with him on that.
In the second inning, Alex kind of brought all the hitters together, I think, to talk about just what their opposing pitcher was doing, and it seemed like everybody was locked in on what he was saying. How much has he meant to that locker room? Especially the hitters around him? Yeah,
he's going to get into professional baseball, as well he should. But if things don't work out, I would hire him in a heartbeat. He is literally a coach on the field. He's knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. His delivery's good. It's not insulting. It's there's so many different things that he brings to the table, and the guys enjoy the heck of being around him. And the older guys came back. There's a bunch of them here. The big leaguers, throughout the first pitch, but there's a ton of them. And they're like, he is one cool dude. I never dreamed that guy was as kind and a gentle giant, if you will, as he is. Great addition.
Did you know that when you were recruiting him and bringing him in?
Well, he was an early Miami commit, so it really wasn't a whole lot of recruiting. Now, once they went into the portal, we did our homework, and Mike was on the phone, Jimmy, me, calling everybody we knew down there. What do you got? And everybody said exactly what he has turned out to be. Just a special human being.
How beneficial was it today just to get everybody out there that's a position player?
Yeah, that's always good. Get those feet wet and get that heart beating, and it's every time you do it, it makes it easier the next time. And I saw some good things. Some guys got a little sped up, but that's to be expected. The more times you do it, the better off you're going to be.
Coach, was the plan always to go 5 with Hubbard today, or did the lead and the long break after that?
Yeah, we were going to go one more, but he's sitting over there for too long, and he gets sometimes a little cramp in his left calf when he pitches, and he had that going. And once I heard that, I said, that's it. So get them young pups in there.
Joe Charles came out, had a good inning. I know he's kind of Jimmy's pet project, for lack of a better term.
Oh yeah.
What's it been like just to see him have an inning where he's in control like he was
Yeah,
today?
he's been the last 5 times out. Seen a real improvement with him. Jimmy took the wind up out of the mix. This is what we're going to do, and it's just been a steady, increase in strikes, and that's what we had to have. He's got a big time arm with a, hammer breaking ball, and he can be real valuable, to help us get us out some jams and strike some people out.
How happy were you to see Connor get in and out of that jam and keep his composure the way he did?
Yeah, he's going to be. He's the opposite. He's the sinker slider, and we wanted to get him out because he's got a chance to be our 5th starter. He's got a chance to get a lot of innings. So, the earlier the better. And we'll bounce some guys back that we used on Friday for tomorrow, and again, keep them fresh, keep them sharp.
Mike, what's kind of stood out to you about the top of the lineup? Obviously had a good game yesterday, but really showed out today.
Yeah, it's encouraging, that guys, the Reese Alberts, Isaiah Perry, accepting their roles that are their roles right now. It doesn't mean that it's set in stone for the rest of the year, but very, very pleased with the dugout. There's a lot to be said about the temperament of the dugout, and guys that aren't involved or hurt or whatever, because it's going to take all of us. We got to all be pulling the same way.
After what Baz went through last year, just how happy were you to see him get on the field and get hit?
Yeah, they went crazy when he got back in the dugout. Poor guy's been through a lot, and he might need to buy that guy dinner in right field, but it was good. It was really refreshing, and he needed to put a smile on his face, and he had a big old smile.
But you said that you wanted to see an improved defense this year. If they keep striking everybody out, you're not going to know whether they can feel the ball or not. But
Yeah, and that'll work just fine. It's we're going to strike some folks out. But when we get into league play and people have more data and more stuff that they can use, the ball is going to be put in play. But we're going to keep repping it and keep working on our shifts and just doing everything we can to beat people in different ways. We got to be multifaceted.
I think you guys had five at-bats where you had two strikes and you produce a run on those swings, and they're not necessarily hard-hit balls, but just battling. Just how happy have you been to see that fight at the plate, especially with 2 strikes?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of guys, really. You see that, this is for my teammates. This is, the way it's got to be. Whether you look ugly and get jammed, and who cares? Our contact rate's got to be where it needs to be. And, we got to get some guys healthy and get some, guys kind of clicking, if you will. But all in all, I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Everybody good? Everybody good. Have a great day.
about your grand slam that broke the game open there, what kind of a pitch was it? What were you looking for?
Well, he had attacked me with a fastball in earlier in that bat, and I figured he was going to go back to it just the fact that I took it, and I had kind of jammed twice my first 2 at-bats previously to that, so I had figured they were going to try to come hard in, and he made a mistake, and I capitalized on it.
Bryce, how much work do you put into the metrics side and the analytics side of the pitches that you threw out?
I mean, it's a fun thing to look at. I think it kind of tells you who you are as a pitcher. But honestly, it's not something that dictates results for me. I think that preparation and your routine throughout the week, I think that's the most important thing. I feel like I prepared well. I think our hitters prepared me well. I think that's really kind of the method that helped me.
I mean, has your fastball always been a pitch that plays to this level? It just seems like, you look at the velocity that you're throwing at. the whiffs seem well above what that velocity would typically be.
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say that it's definitely something. Again, it's the analytics side of it. I look at it and I'm like, all right, well, I do this well. Why not make that better? So like long tossing has helped that a lot. Helped kind of get that on it. Where sometimes I can throw a pitch like literally 90 miles an hour and blow it past people, or just get like swings that it's not in the strike zone. Like it makes no sense. But I think the analytics definitely help. Like, all right, I can do that a little bit better, and it kind of helps. In instances like this.
Yeah. How much of the rep soda work have you done, just kind of looking at what you do and tweaking hand positioning or extension or anything like that?
Honestly, I haven't really changed anything mechanically or even thoughts wise. The only time I used it to develop a pitch was with the slider. But like, again, it's just I already initially knew I did that well. It's just long toss, adding things into your routine that help make you do that better. I think is what I've done.
Alex, when you're coming around third and you're doing the chop, just what was that moment like for you?
It was great. I'm not gonna lie, I was having so much fun out there, and Meat said welcome home once I rounded third base, and that's kind of what instantly in my mind I thought I got to do the chop while going home, and it felt great.
Bryce, looking at the scoreboard and the miles per hour, I see 90, 90, 90. Do you think, well, maybe if he doesn't change up, that they might catch on to that? But you kept pulling it past them. Did you use many breaking pitches at all?
Obviously, I think it was primarily heater today. I had a mixture of sliders and curveballs in there when I needed it. A lot of them got fouled off. I think that once you show a team you have a pitch, it's always, you can ask him, it's always in the back of their head, like, oh, he has this. And I think that also was kind of was a factor in it. Like, they're like, all right, well, I got to watch out for the big breaking ball or the slider, and then it's just that 1 millisecond of thought they have, and that's all you have.
Alex, you faced him at a prior institution, faced him this preseason. What does make Bryce so difficult to hit?
I think obviously his spin rate is a lot higher than a lot of other guys, but he throws 4 pitches for strikes, and they all tunnel well off each other. So you can't just go in there and say, I'm gonna sit fastball and read the breaking ball up. They all come out at the same arm angle and the same arm speed. So it's just tough. It's an uncomfortable at bat, especially for lefties.
Bryce, we talked about your slider in the offseason. What would you say was your biggest struggle with it today, and what are you going to work on in the future?
Mainly is just keeping my front shoulder strong. I think that's, 99% of the issues you see with sliders is because front shoulder's not strong. And today, I didn't even actually think it was that bad. I just really didn't use it that much. And when I did, I didn't have any put in play. It was just foul balls. When you kind of get into ACC play, I think we'll see that a lot more.
Bryce, how much has Alex meant to the clubhouse since he got here in fall?
It's ridiculous. I think there's kind of there's like a little stigma, like Coach Toral. I think, he's been in, what are you going on, like your 9th year or something?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
But no, he just knows the game so well. I think he knows the game. He's a likable dude. And he's a mature hitter, regardless of whether he fails or does well. I think that he's always on your team. He's always trying to make you better, even though if he's, yelling at you and pointing his finger at you, or if he's cheering you on.
Alex, your coach said that he would hire you in a heartbeat as a coach, and obviously Bryce is saying, what's made you feel so comfortable being that you're new in the clubhouse?
Just the way they welcomed me. I thought that it was really open-armed. They made me feel extremely comfortable right off the beginning, and that's not something that I expected, coming from a rival school. And like they said, I feel like I do have a good grasp of the game, and I've been through a lot of situations that a lot of these younger guys haven't been through. I've learned how to succeed and how to deal with failure, and just been around the game a long time, seen things that have gone well for guys and mistakes that are made pretty often, especially in college level. And I feel like if I could use my experience to help those guys and us as a team, we're going to be really good.
Bryce, in just 5 innings, you set a new career high in strikeouts. How did that feel, and did you want to go one more?
Yeah, ironically, the plan was to go one more. I wanted to face the top of the order one more time. And the plan was to go, and then he had to hit the grand slam, and that's pretty much what did it for me. So it wasn't my choice. It was your choice. So, but no, it's just a number. I think whatever. I think we won today. I think that's what matters to me.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.